What's up, guys? Back again for part 4, I think. We flop a set, turn a full house. Just gonna start betting. Flop goes check. Surprised that he doesn't, like, he has a fairly high C bet, so he checks the flop and just gives up. Seems pretty strange. So 12 left in this. Hopefully we can get a stack in this and win it. Don't really know that many of the lobby. I know these two and possibly this guy. So should be a pretty soft final 12, but we'll see how it goes. I'm just going to bet a larger sizing on this board. I'm not that worried about this guy. Like, he just seems to be calling a lot, so he can definitely have worse. I'm just going to jam. Queen 8 is just the fold for me. Ace 10's still a barrel. Can definitely have a bunch of worse hands. I think versus hijack as well, you'd expect him to 3-bet ace queen, definitely ace king. So the only hand we really lose to is jack. I think like ace 7, ace 6 raises flop. Yeah, I think we should be betting. Might be slightly too big just to get value from like this the weak ace x, and yeah, I mean I didn't want to go like a lot bigger there because like his weak ace x might not call. But yeah, I think it's close. I'm actually just gonna lead this. Like this guy's just limping a lot. Getting some protection's fine. Interesting bet on the turn. I'm not folding. We block some 2 pairs and sets. We block straights. We block like pocket 7s. So I'm just not folding. See what he had there. Probably ace queen. Yeah, so I'm just gonna limp this again. This guy is like not really folding. It's playing a bunch, so I'm happy limping. given he's like bet that last time, I'm just gonna give him the opportunity to start betting. Um, as played, I don't think we're getting much value, and I think the hands we're getting value from would probably bet the river anyway, so I'm just gonna call, let him bluff. I'm gonna check, sorry. Just gonna 3-bet call this. He's opening a decent amount, and we're doing well versus range, and the bounty's pretty good. Think we can 3-bet call this. Six big blinds, bounty, I'll call. Like I said, this guy doesn't, like, he seems to be folding a bunch, so gonna call king 10 suited for that 5 bigs. King 9's another 3-bet for me. I think it's too wide. I think button versus cut off, we can go like king jack. Excuse me. Yeah, I think something on like king jack is king jack off. It's probably good. I'm definitely 3-betting this though. Gotta be careful with our time bank in this as well. On that board, I'm not gonna continue. I'm just folding. King 7's kind of close. Might be a fold. I mean, 2 jam stacks, but they seem to be like pretty tight. So I'm fine opening it. Again, just going to limp this. I'm actually calling this because this guy is somewhat aggressive, but it's going to play well. In position. I'm actually going to start betting this time. I don't mind betting this with the backdoor diamonds, 2 overs. We can still have some pairs in our range. I think he's probably not checking over pairs. I think we can just get some folds, some hands like king queen or something that he, for whatever reason, didn't see bet. which is good. So I don't mind doing that. On the diamond, on the 5 of diamonds turn, I won't be jamming. I think I would have jammed the rest of them, but I mean, it's just gonna have a bunch of ace X's played. I'd rather, check down and try and, just realize our equity basically. Yep, and just fold. Ace Queen suited, I think it's just the standard call. I'm not going to do anything else. This guy's like very tight, so I'm not, not super happy about it. But I mean, Ace Queen's just way too strong. And versus that sizing, definitely not going to fold. Yep, just give up now. I don't think people are barreling aggressively there, to be honest. I'm just gonna raise this for value. Like this guy's just V-pipping too much. Um, as I mentioned previously, I think Snowy is 3-betting this, but I want to play pots with the big blind, so I think calling's definitely the play. I know this seems really wide, but he's just folding a lot. So now he's actually found a 3-bet button. So maybe we have to like start overfolding slightly there. So yeah, he's just playing very straightforward, so don't think we need to really do anything there. Maybe we should probably c-bet slightly bigger on that board, but I don't mind versus population, just c-betting small in general on most boards. This is the super strong, like, minimum a set, I would say. I don't see people doing this with, like, King Queen with a diamond or something. Could be wrong, but I just don't see it. Might have, like, Ace Jack with the Ace of Diamonds, I guess. Stuff like that. I don't mind. Don't mind that. Always a strong hand, though. I guess it gets somewhat thin though in the end, like in terms of his value bets there, like he's not getting called by worse. As like brutal as it sounds, it might be a check fold. Um, let's see. Limped pot, lead, call, raise, call, call turn. I just don't think that. I mean, we're blocking some of his calls as well, like Jack 3, Jack 2s. King Jack now beats us. I don't know. I actually think it's a check fold, as nitty as it sounds. I like checking these boards. I think people stab too often when check two. I also just want to be able to get a lot of money in versus this guy's like top pairs. He's always going to bet and not fold them. And we get extra value from he's just random stabs. So we could also just check call and let him barrel off. But I'm going to check this flop. I think better queen next we could start value betting. I don't mind checking down. This one we block some of his calls like 9, 10, Jack 9 as well, which we can get value from, so prefer checking that one on the flop. And then yeah, as played, just gotta start value betting the turn. And get the other table up as well. I'm gonna call this and go from there. I would call my like strong aces, kings, maybe queens sometimes as well. Yeah, I think we just have to fold in with a diamond like this, that sizing and this stack depth. I don't think we can really do much in that situation, so yeah, I'll just give up. Could have been a jam pre, but I'm happy just calling now. Jack 10 just seems standard open and standard c-bet versus the big blind on that board. I think this is a decent spot for like a small bet. Get value from some like 8x, pocket 9s, 6x. I don't think he has an ace that just bets a turn. And we don't really want to check and face a large bet, so I think it's an okay spot. I don't want to like bet this spot and like get raised and be in a difficult situation, so I'm fine with checking the flop. As played, we just got to start value betting now. Don't mind just limping and stabbing this board. Ace 9 is definitely a good enough 3-bet versus cutoff on the button. I think Snowy 3-bets like ace 8 off. Let's see. Yeah, onto ace 8 off. Sevens can't see bet on this board versus two callers. This ace 9 seems a pretty standard standard C bet. With the ace of clubs, we have to decide, do we want to bluff or do we want to take showdown? I think we have enough showdown versus range currently, and I don't really want to like bet the turning at raise or something. So I'm happy just just checking the turn and then going for the river. Seems an easy value bet on the river. And if he jams, I'm not folding. That seems a spot that we shouldn't really have that many two pairs. I mean, we can possibly have a set, but I think it's an okay spot for him to like turn some hands into a bluff. So yeah, I won't be folding. I don't mind this play, but I don't know, it's somewhat obvious, I think. But I think people might probably do overfold that situation. So yeah, we just had really good blockers there. I guess he was unfortunate. I think people do that too much, like just bluffing because they have good blocker in a spot where I don't know. I guess in that spot they might not necessarily bet flushes because on the ace river. Um, so yeah, maybe he does have more push in his range. But there are some situations where like people will just check raise because they like block the flush or something. I think we played that fine. I don't think we can do anything else. Jack 10 suited. Um, I'm actually gonna fold this. I think like he's opening tight range off this stack. Um, I don't know actually. Like I think he's still gonna do well enough. Um, and yeah, I'm just gonna bet. And let's see. He's probably an okay spot where we can actually jam if he's opening wide enough with the Jack 10 suited. But I was thinking about his opening range, and I just think that he can like he's doing well enough that we can flat there. This spot. So I think most people just stab the flop, but we literally have no equity. Like this is bottom of our range. I don't mind checking this. Um, and then using as a delayed C bet. We'll literally get like the nut turn for our um for our hand in that situation. So yeah, I think I'm fine with doing that. King Queen. This guy's just not folding a lot, so I'm not gonna like barrel this. I would barrel with a diamond, um, but without, I think I'm just going to give up. Sixes, I think's a fine three bet. Again, this is something that I've been trying out. And we have the C bet. I think I'm just going to check the turn and then uh, decide on the river. If he bets, I will consider calling because I think population checks this spot. So I'm just gonna show it down. I think I'm gonna jam this. This guy's flatting too much. I think we're getting enough folds. It's like a 30-40% increase to our stack. Um, yeah, I like jamming there. I'm actually gonna search this guy. I don't know if he's um, any good. I'm expecting him to like start limp 3 bang at some point. That's a call. I'm actually going to check this back. Um, Happy just taking it to showdown. Yeah. I also don't think like if because we're expected to see bet at a high frequency that if we check, I just don't think people are probing very wide because they're just not expecting us to fold that often. So I actually don't mind like trying to take this to showdown. I'm fine with that. That's kind of sucks, but I think it's fine as played. This guy is doing this a lot, and yeah, I'm not folding king queen suited. This is the first time that this guy has raised, and he hasn't 3-bet very often. Like he's super passive, so I'm just actually gonna fold this. This spot, I just think we get to value bet now. We could still be up against some flushes, especially this guy. Maybe like some ace queen. He's gonna have like some ace of hearts hands, some king of hearts hands. So I'm gonna check and I will call. He may also have worse value bets in like queen jack, queen 10, stuff like that. So see what he has. Yeah, queen 10. Yeah, just gonna 3-bet. This guy is opening a lot. Seems a pretty good spot. Pretty good blockers. Queen 6, standard open, standard c-bet. Definitely barreling the turn. That's a jam. And yeah, I think we have to bet the river. Having clubs is not that great. We block 5-6. Sure, he's gonna have some a6. We don't block hearts. And he's also gonna have hands like 6, 7, 5. Not 7-5, stuff like that. Like basically pair and like a gut shot. Um, when we get to the turn, so I think it's a good spot to put in the third barrel. Unfortunate that he had to pair, but I think it's a decent spot. Happy barreling there for sure. Interesting, like he seems to be 3-betting a lot, 17%, definitely on the high side. Interesting sizing, like really small, and his 4-bet sizing was super small as well. Seems not that great. Probably aces. Doesn't look like it. this guy's just not the best. At this point, I think it's a good idea to like get some notes and stuff. I'm pretty sure I had him marked before anyway. He's solid. So I just look in Shark Scope and just get an idea of like the ABIs and stuff like that. This guy's locked. I'm pretty sure I've seen him around. This guy seems okay. Don't really know him. No, I guess not. Ace Queen, easy jam. I think I was I was too focused on the Ace Queen, and like I actually think it's possible for us to raise there. With 8-5 of diamonds, I just folded, and I think that's a mistake. I think we definitely could have done something there. I'm just gonna like start raising the top end versus this guy. Even on this board, I'm not gonna fold. We've seen him starving a lot, so I'm just gonna call one, and then that's that. Sucks having not much time bank. I was considering if you want to bet. Um, I think generally half pot is usually a value, but I'm just gonna fold. Like, I don't know. Shouldn't really be making like a bunch of heroes in these situations versus a guy that's this bad. So I guess timing out's probably best. I'm happy just calling with fours versus like 3x from this stack. Seems a pretty strong range generally. So I prefer calling in that spot. Could be a while on the bubble. Definitely betting this flop. Good board for us. I think we can have some barrels as well with decent backdoors. Um, Not going to fold yet. Um, I think he's the type of opponent that will call just some backdoors and always bet and not really follow through on rivers. So given that, if he bets again, I think it's an easy fold. This is the issue with having low tables, which is what I mentioned in like the first part. Didn't really want to play like six because it's just difficult to get some thoughts in and stuff. Um, so I think uh, I think playing like between 8 and 10 is probably best, but in terms of following it, I'm really not sure. So you'll have to let me know um, your preferences on that. Um, this just seems an easy ISO versus this guy. I think this new party like software that they're trying to say is new. Just seems the same to me. Um, I think they've added like different cards and stuff, but overall, like the table seems pretty similar. Just like different shapes and stuff, basically. Um, I still think overall, though, like their schedule's definitely improving, and it seems the side that's trying to at least put a decent effort in improving. So can't really fault them. Jack 8, I just uh, don't defend. Sevens, I don't think like Neg PL should really be leading that often on that board. I mean, sure he has 4-6, but I'll have the suited combos of that, and I definitely have Ace 4. I have pocket fives, threes, and deuces. I mean, it's not like it's a board that just absolutely crushes his range, or his range, hits it like really aggressively, and has an amazing advantage over us that he can lead that board. We have all the overpairs and stuff, and he doesn't. Um, and we still have like he might even call 6-4 off, so we're just pretty much like the same there in terms of combos. So I think his lead's not very good. Probably just trying to exploit something. Board's not amazing to see about, but he's repipping too much, so he's gonna miss a lot. Ace queen off. Seems a very easy 3-bet. Definitely an easy squeeze. Both of these are just V-pipping too much and raising too much, so just straight up value squeeze. Similar thing like this guy's opening a lot. I think at this stack depth we want to be 3-betting these sort of hands. So yeah, happy 3-betting. Good board for us. I think we want to be c-betting at high frequency. We have some good backdoors. I'm not folding to that. And once he checks back, I'm just jamming. He can have a king for sure, but I just think we can jam this. I'm actually gonna tag it. I just think he's king bets there, so even if he has an ace on the river, he's finding it really difficult to call. We definitely have a bunch of king X in our 3-betting range. Obviously he raised the flop we called, so we're uncapped. And yeah, I think that's the mandatory jam spot, at least in my eyes, but definitely could be wrong. Might be different sizing, I don't know, but I think jam's the best there. There's no way we can just give up, so jam seems the most logical sizing in that spot. So we got an FT, 1.5 up top, and then bounties. Not too bad. Hopefully we can go and win it. Basically, don't know this guy. These two are just random fish. This guy's like weak, regular, and he's solid reg. King 5, definitely a defend versus that size. And we'll just check fold. If we had the king of hearts, we could probably do something. But I'll just fold. Obviously, raising this is very wide, but as I've said continuously throughout, I think people's ranges in the small blind are unbalanced somewhat, and mine are probably similar to that. I just don't mind because people don't exploit it. So once people do, then obviously we start changing our strategy. So like I'll start folding some hands versus neg. No, I'm just going to check this down. I think we have enough showdown. Seems pretty bad bet with ace 5. I don't think we need to bluff that spot. I think we definitely have enough showdown there. He's going to have a bunch of bluffs that are just giving up. So I don't think it's a spot where we need to bluff. Just finish up the hand, then I'll stop it again. It seemed like he was considering leading or something, which would be pretty atrocious. And yeah, as played, I just want to get to showdown. Given this guy is in the pot, I'm just gonna fold. He can definitely have some weak jack X and stuff. We could consider a check raise in the river. Let me think. Yeah, I'm actually going to change my mind. I think it's a good spot. He's got like a strong jack X at best. We have decent blockers. Yeah, so pretty good spot. Okay, guys, that's gonna do it for the fourth part, and I'll see you for the fifth and possibly the final. Cheers.